I applied for their the Ultimo Westwards Prize years ago, and it was a one-off prize. I think maybe I've done it twice, but I got shortlisted, and they gave me so much feedback. Like I was completely like, I cannot believe, and it was either very cheap or free to enter as well. So like they really took the time, and they even gave me different perspectives from each judge, which was incredible. Like to get that, like that was priceless. And then they were like, look, you didn't win it, but we've got fellowships coming up, like you should apply. So I applied for that and got it, which was amazing. And I was given a mentor and some money.
Wow.
Yes, which is, unheard of. And yes, basically I continued on my journey, and like my mentor, I think I had about 2 or 3 rounds of feedback from her, and she was phenomenal, and she really helped me shape it to what it is today. In the meantime, I also had a second child, so it was a lot of chaos, but they were really understanding, so that's good. And in that time as well, they'd actually started publishing. So when I also joined the academy, that was lots of fun. So it was also like all the business of writing, which is so important and so difficult. But yeah, in that time, they'd also started publishing books. And when I sent it back to Michael, who is now my publisher, he was like, just so you know, I'm not just giving you feedback, I'm considering it for publication. And like, he was amazing that he just kept giving me more and more feedback. And it was to the point where when I actually did sign the contract, I was a little bit like, well, no, but I'm enjoying, I'm enjoying this process of just constantly improving it. Like, there's something really nice in knowing that you still have that step and it's getting better. And the idea of it being set is a little terrifying. So yes, that was my journey to get that published. And with my new novel I've only just started, it's actually has some similarities.
Oh, really?
So it's a satire on the education system. I'm not going to tell you the premise because it's still very much working, like it's just started. But basically it's looking at, I guess, the privilege within education, who has it, who doesn't, and what happens in a school a lot of the time, sadly. So yeah, that's where I'm heading. It's very different, like I'm not satirical, that's definitely not this novel. But I think for me, I'm very much inspired by what's around me, and maybe the toxic workplaces in the past have kind of, played a big part in the inspiration for this. But also, particularly being in the public system, you do see like the inequality that's there, inequity. So that's really the focus.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so I tend to write in a couple of genres. So I write fiction, obviously, and it's contemporary, young adult, fantasy, and I have written one historical novel. And it's ridiculous, but when I do start writing, I have no idea what the book's going to be and what genre it's going to fit in. And I guess that makes me a pantser. Like I don't really plan what's going to happen. So, I mean, do you have? You can answer both this question. Do you have a certain process?
Well, I mean, it's friendly too, but I think definitely write dirty, edit clean. So I don't edit, as opposed to law job. I don't edit as I go. I very much put words on a page, particularly Rise Up. Like I said, that was born out of so much energy and sort of frustration, but also inspiration to try and make the world a better place. And so wrote very, very dirty around that, interviewed like the 16 people, put it all together, and then edited. Like it was, structure changed, I think, about 3 times in my process pre-publisher, because I wanted to get the spirit or the heart of the book and the heart of the words in there, and the messages, the key messages from the people, and then sort of structure can follow. What about you?
Yes. Well, I would love to be a planner, but I'm definitely a pantser. And I feel like the more I try and plan, the more I ruin the work. Like I'm like, this isn't. I'm not working towards. I don't want to work towards.
Well, you don't follow it.
Yes, I don't follow.
I do set certain things up, and I don't touch it.
Yes. Well, I had a second novel that I started, and I just got bored because I didn't do the planning really destroyed it for me. Possibly, maybe it just had no legs. But I do find that like I have a concept. So this one was like bound, but always bound by something. And I kind of had like an end image that I was working with, which actually isn't the end image that we ended up with, but I had a kind of like, I guess like a clothing line, and you've got pegs of all the scenes you want to get to, and you kind of meander your way. But again, my structural edit was like I did about 3 rounds at least, probably more, because when you like, there's something about the magic of writing, and you get just taken to a place, and sometimes your characters take you places that you don't expect them to. And I think for me, that is like the love of writing. As much as, I mean, I think it's harder now with the second book that because I've done it once, I'm like, I should have an end product in mind, so I don't know if maybe that's changing things a little bit. I did try to plan this one out a bit more, and it's just, I can't do it.